So I grew up in a foster care home in Philadelphia, and between the ages of 3 and 12, I had a severe stuttering disorder. I mean, I couldn't say a word. Most times I had to write things down or even pantomime to get my words across. It was horrible. And so because I couldn't speak, I would always listen to a lot of stories that actors would tell in plays and in theater and in film. I was always intrigued by actors and their ability to tell stories and make people feel things. That always intrigued me. So much so that I decided to pursue a career in acting as a teenager. And now, of course, this didn't make sense to most people because, again, I stuttered. And acting has a lot to do with your voice. But I decided to do it anyway in spite of my handicap. I pursued acting. I was determined to use my voice. Now, as an actor, every actor was responsible for doing something called character development, where we had to create a backstory. And this backstory influenced everything that we did on stage. It influenced how we talked, how we walked, how we reacted to situations. And it made our character more real and believable on stage. Now, as an actor, it changed my life. I was able to communicate. I grew in self-confidence, self-esteem, and I found myself stuttering less and less. Now, I was soon introduced to graphic design and branding. Now, I absolutely fell in love with this because I realized that I was essentially doing the same thing as an actor. I was telling stories. I was helping to communicate a message. This time it was only through graphic design and branding. And then I started to see this weird parallel between acting and design and realized that my weakness, my handicap, actually was the very thing to lead me to my purpose. It all began to make sense. I understood how frustrating it was as a young boy not being able to communicate. And so now that's the place that I design from. That's the place that I work from. I have a passion for helping stuttering brands find their unique voice and help them become more valuable to their audience. Now, I just told you guys my backstory. Everyone watching this video right now has a backstory. A story that reveals why you do what you do. Now, in marketing, we call it your brand story. And when you tell your brand story, people get a sense of what you stand for, your character, your why. You have to see your brand as a person with a story. This is how you win the hearts of your audience because now you created an emotional bond because they now understand your why. And everything that you do now, they see it through the lens of your story. Now, of course, you have to actually be good at what you do, but what happens when your competition is just as good? What happens if they do the exact same thing? What's going to make them choose you every single time and become loyal to the point where you no longer have any competition? Your story, your values, what you stand for. Those are the things that people really deeply care about. Your brand story creates an emotional bond beyond the utility and functional benefits of your brand. Who are you besides what you do? What else do you offer? Who are you at heart? Why do I care? Those are the questions that your audience are asking. Tell your brand story, the reason why you exist. You just had a branding moment with Joshua Dingle. We'll talk soon.